Today I fucked up by leaving 30 rats in my freezer while I went on vacation. Okay, so I'll have this pet snake named Squishy. He's super cute, and I buy a rat or two for him every week. I keep them in a mini freezer I got from my cousin for $50. Red flag. And I've never had a problem before. Last week I decided to buy rats in bulk from an online site and have them shipped to my house. They arrived at my house no problem and I fed one to my snake, still with no issues. This is where my fuck up starts. A few days after the rats arrived I went on a camping trip with my family for a week. The trip was great, but during the trip I got a call from my grandmother who went to my house to feed the cats. She said she had noticed a weird smell and that we should check it out when we get back. A few days later, which is today, I get back home and the house smelled horrible. I tried looking for the source but couldn't find it. Finally, I looked in my freezer and I saw something out of a horror movie. The rats that I had bought had all rotted and started turning green and a pool of blood collected at the bottom of the freezer. The smell was absolutely disgusting. Turns out that even though my freezer can handle a couple rats, it can't handle 30. I shut the freezer and reconsidered my life choices for about 10 minutes before putting on 2 pairs of gloves and 4 masks. Yes, I know it was excessive. I put all 3 bags of rats in a trash bag, gagging the whole time, and used an old towel so soak up the blood. The entire house smelled like death. Then I had to get the freezer out of the house and throw it away, so I did, and as I'm typing this it turns out that the freezer had caused mold to grow into the rug. FML. Too long did not read. I bought 30 rats for my pet snake and they rotted and leaked blood everywheres. Edit. At 3.5k I'll do a freezer reveal, not sure if that's against subreddit rules. Self-promo? The rats weren't the issue. It was your broken ass freezer that was the issue. The rat load of your freezer shouldn't impact its cooling capacity. 30 rats will take a little longer than 10 rats to cool down after first inserted, but certainly not enough to result in what you describe. It sounds like something else in the freezer failed and caused this, so probably a good thing you're getting a new one anyway. Too bad it failed right at vacation time. Alternatively, if the freezer was nice and chilly when you got back, it could have been an extended, multi-day, power outage, or someone left the door open for a few days. You have a strange concept about how freezers work. 30 rats in the freezer certainly had nothing to do with the failure of your freezer. It just broke. It happens to everything eventually. GIF. Giphy. TDIHESECEPJA30CBZI. Downsized. GIF. Giphy. S7T5JVWLDEU2 female Vus 4Y. I initially read this as thirsty rats, which is somehow worse. Today I fucked up by finding out my dad is cheating on my mom. Long story short, I put a GPS tracker on my dad's car so I can smoke weed and hide all my stuff before he gets home. Today I got a notification that he left work, so I started hiding my stuff. Then strangely he didn't arrive, so I checked his location and clocked him at a motel near his workplace outside of business hours. He spent a full hour there before making it back to work. He's the boss, owner of the company, and I suspect an employee already. Asked my mom if she knew where my dad was and she told me, "I don't know," in a worried tone. What the F should I do? I don't know who to talk to about this. Should I tell my sister? Should I tell mom? I don't want to ruin our home or have the family business suffer because of this. I know this sounds dumb. We have a ski trip planned for my mother's birthday in Argentina in a month. Should I keep quiet until then? Should I keep quiet forever? I love skiing, damn. Too long did not read. I clocked my dad at a motel, probably cheating using Life 360 app and a phone I hid inside his car to avoid him catching me smoking weed. Mom, I smoke weed. Also, Dad is cheating on you. Now she knows you smoke and totally doesn't care. Plot twist. The motel is your dad's secret weed break spot. This is tough. Lots of consequences for each action. You may want to secretly verify what is actually happening before making a move. I feel like the most moral thing to do is to expose him, but the consequences of doing so will almost certainly change your life for the worse. Bro. Even if you hide the stuff, he can smell the weed. The scented candle ain't gonna cut it. Also, congrats on your future stepmom. So you don't have actual proof your dad is cheating. Was there only a motel at the location? Could he have gone into a nearby fast food place or something? Today I fucked up by cyber-stalking my ex. Long backstory. My ex and I broke up 6 years ago. We were high school sweethearts and didn't transition well into young adulthood, at least, I didn't. We were together for around 7 years into our early 20s. She did well in school, graduated and started her career very early. I struggled in school and eventually dropped out. I was working a restaurant job and almost became a manager. Towards the end she rekindled with an old high school boyfriend and left me. I was kind of a wreck afterwards. I ended up moving back home with my parents, quitting my job for prospects in another industry. That didn't work out and I ended up having shittier jobs and mostly just hang out with friends and did drugs. I finally decided to get my life back together and moved back to that area and got my restaurant job back and tried to become a manager. That's when the pandemic happened, and it took about a year and a half to get anything happening career-wise at the restaurant. I eventually became a manager and got a girlfriend and stopped talking to my ex altogether and had finally moved on. I worked there for another couple years and wasn't really going anywhere. The company had a revolving door of leadership up top. Everyone I knew who liked me was leaving. I was being underpaid and overworked and decided to quit. I started thinking about my ex about a month ago when I ended up running into her at a bar. I hadn't thought about her in years. I was there with my girlfriend and didn't really want to speak to her. It was a weird colliding of worlds and I just felt like the loser I felt like when I was with her. I got a new job. It's a lower title with less pay but better hours. I'm not working 70 hours a week anymore and they're paying me to go to school. I got accepted to take online classes in computer science, and hope to have a well-paying job in the next 4 years. My ex's birthday just passed and it got me thinking about her again. This is where I fucked up, today at least. I decided to look her up on social media. We had basically silently unfriended each other from all our socials. I never really used Instagram, but I know she did. I couldn't find her Instagram she used to use, she probably made a new one. Her sister had made a post so I clicked on her sister's profile to see if I could find my ex's new account. On one of her sister's posts, I saw the old boyfriend my ex left me for comment on it. I clicked his profile. His most recent post was announcing his engagement to my ex. I feel like I got punched in the gut. The pain of the breakup that I haven't thought about in years came back. The feeling like a loser. The fact that I'm still working a shitty job, no degree, no friends, and she is years into her career about to get married just sucks. I'm usually not a jealous person, and I didn't think I still had feelings for her, but how emotional I am about seeing that really threw me for a loop. I don't even know how to talk to my girlfriend about it because I shouldn't have been looking my ex up on social media to begin with. Too long did not read. After running into my ex who broke up with me for someone else, I decided to look her up on social media where I found a post from the guy she left me for announcing their engagement. She is doing well in life, I am not. Edit. Thank you to everyone for your comments and sharing stories. I do feel better and am going to take things one day at a time. I'm grateful for everything I do have going for me and do love my girlfriend very much. I've realized this was never about my ex, but rather being upset with myself and the choices I made. On the flip side, I wouldn't be where I am without making those choices. Thank you all for helping me realize that less than 3. Comparison is the thief of joy, keep her head up and keep pushing king. It's tough seeing your ex doing well while you're still figuring things out. Just remember, your path is unique and it's okay to focus on your own progress. Just keep in mind that social media only shows us the best of someone, in theory. Don't take it at such face value. Don't worry too much, just work on yourself. Speaking of job market, I am 29 with master's degree but still work in job non-related to degree or career at all. Even I have management experience too. Job market is shit dude, BooTV, I am always applying everywhere too. Oh, and girlfriend bit. I also had breakup 2 months ago when I found out she was cheating and we were together for 6 years. It should eventually be better. Let it go, my man, nothing's gonna bring back the good times. Hey bud, I'm someone that has been in your exact shoes. Got my ex into med school by getting her internships and doing her essays. She's a doctor now and I struggled for years to hold down a job. She's engaged to her fiancé now. The only advice I have for you is to really evaluate all that you have. I've met tons of people that struggle like we did and manage to bounce back. I've met even more people that stay in that pit. You're not a loser, you just took the scenic route. You've got a steady job and a girlfriend who loves you. That's more than you had before. And there's so much more left to do and goals to reach. I hope to see you on the other side, and feel free to DM me if you really need someone to talk to.